Did the strongest man alive Netero actually lose? He was easily taken down by the Chimera Ant King. Right now all he could do was lay there completely helpless. The deep wrinkles on his face made it clear that he was reaching the end of his line. He barely managed to open his blurry eyes, but what he saw was just pure hopelessness. His ultimate attack that took everything he had only managed to rough up the king's outfit a bit. Just as the Ant King was about to finish the fight, a chilling smile appeared on Netero's face. Even with only one arm left, he could summon the 100-type Guanyin using just his sheer will. This was his final trump card, a hidden move that nobody had ever seen before. As the Ant King watched in pure disbelief, a massive golden statue towering 100 meters high appeared right behind Netero. Then the statue reached out its gentle hands and softly wrapped the Ant King inside its palms. Netero then gathered every last drop of his aura into the statue's mouth, condensing it into a blazing orb of light like the sun itself. This was the absolute strongest move he had built up over his entire life. A strike of absolute mercy. The massive blast of light erupted from the statue, hitting the king head-on. A terrifying wave of energy flooded the area, completely leveling the entire surroundings in a flash. But when the smoke cleared, the Ant King was still standing there unfazed. Meanwhile, Netero's body was completely drained. In the king's eyes, his victory was set in stone from the start, because he wasn't just some regular ant. He was the ultimate lifeform made from the best genes of every species. Every creature nature ever created was just meant to be fuel for him. There was no way a single human could ever match him. But in the end, the Ant King severely underestimated humanity. A deeply dark and heavy presence started to fill the air. This deep, bottomless malice gave the Ant King his very first taste of genuine fear. As the Ant King stared in total shock, Netero slowly raised his worn-out arm, and without hesitation triggered his ultimate sacrifice. This was the first time the Ant King actually wanted to run away. As Chairman Netero fell with a massive roar, the miniature rose concealed inside him finally went off, carrying absolute catastrophic power. It instantly wiped out everything for miles, turning it to dust. This was the final line of defense he built for humanity at the cost of his own life. As the Ant King vanished into the burning heat of the blast, Pouf and Youpi sensed their king falling and rushed to the scene. But when they arrived at ground zero, the sight in front of them completely broke them down. Terrifying waves of molten rock were bubbling across the earth. The extreme heat made it impossible for any life to get close. Right then Pouf had the worst possible feeling, but Youpi just absolutely refused to believe it. He dove straight into the extreme heat without a second thought to search. Driven by pure loyalty hardwired into his DNA, he pushed through the intense pain of the burning heat, desperately making his way toward the center of the blast, because he could feel a faint trace of the Ant King over there. When Youpi finally found the king's body, he couldn't hold it in anymore and let out a painful scream. He carefully picked the Ant King up from the sea of fire. The once infinitely arrogant king was now scorched beyond recognition. While the two of them drowned in endless sorrow, the Ant King let out a very faint groan. The cat girl with healing powers wasn't around. Normally they would have had no choice but to watch their king pass away, but Pouf came up with a way to bring the Ant King back. The king's ability allowed him to consume anything and make that power his own. So if they offered themselves up for him to consume, they might just be able to bring him back to life. So Pouf made his decision right then and there, breaking down all his clones completely, turning them into billions of tiny cells before gathering them together again, flowing right into the king's mouth without hesitation. And this massive burst of life energy made the king's body wildly absorb the new nutrients from every vein to every single cell. The king's life force started recovering super fast, but just this still wasn't enough to fully restore his physical body. Youpi quickly stepped up to offer his energy too, which was basically the highly condensed essence of his life. With just a few drops, the king's body went through an incredible change, like a bright star shining within a blooming rose.